How's it going, guys? It's me, Brendan
Matula, and I'm Thomas Six, and we're really excited for this episode, guys. It's gonna be a good one because it's gonna prep you guys for December, which is the final year in the movies of 2021. So
Woo.
a lot of good stuff going on. Some really big movies, and we're not gonna waste your time. We're gonna get right on into it. Talk about movies, maybe a little bit of music here and there. It's gonna be a really fun episode, and we're gonna get you guys ready for December. But of course, without further ado, we always start off every episode by saying thank you.
Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys rock. You keep us motivated through the highs and lows. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to those who voted in the Hot 5 challenge.
Yeah.
But nobody won. But we'll have a winner soon. But keep it going. But Tommy, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. What do we got for today? What are we starting with?
Yeah, guys. So really, like I said, really fun episode. And I agree with everything Brandon just said there. Whether it's one listener or 100 listeners, we're reaching someone, we have accomplished our goal. So today we're going to go over December's movie slate, since this, I believe, is it might be the second episode we have in December, but I don't remember going over December's movies in last episode, which was a huge mistake because it's a big month. So we're going to start off with December's movie slate. And then we're going to go to my Come On review. I did just watch that today. I finally got a screening for it. It only took forever because they were very selective with which theaters they were playing this movie in. And there's another film this month that's coming out that's just like that. We'll get to that in our early Oscar predictions. That's right. I'm going to go over every kind of my predictions and what I want and what I think will happen for the Oscars before December, because this month is going to shake a lot up. So I'm going to go over that. And then I'm also going to give Brandon a chance as well, because he always gives me a chance to kind of take the floor just for a little bit on his sports show. So I'm going to return the favor here. And also I'm genuinely curious, but we're going to go over some songs we've been listening to, what the vibes have been like, and maybe any albums, any playlists, a specific set of songs in a specific order, just kind of what we've been rocking with. And then because we haven't talked about music in a long time on the show. 2021 has definitely been very big for music, but pretty much anything past Certified Lover Boy has just been kind of not bad, right? Because I love Domine's album, and I love the Silk Sonic album, but it just hasn't been as hype. I feel like music after CLB was just kind of looked past. So hopefully we can end, that'll end in 2022. But regardless, we've got what we've been listening to, and then a winter song battle. So this is cool because we usually at the beginning in season 1 we got pretty personal, so you guys could get to know us a little bit better. We went over our Kanye albums, we went over our favorite songs, our favorite movies. And I'm going to bring that back just a little bit. I'm going to make it really fun for Brandon and I, as well as give you guys a chance to get to know us a little bit more personally, because one thing you got to know about Brandon and I is that we love making playlists, and more specifically, we love making playlists for seasons.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like we have one for fall, winter, summer, and spring.
Yep.
The vibes. Yeah. We are very, because, this is obvious, but if you listen to a song in the spring and you're not realizing it, and then you hear that song again in the fall, you're gonna be like, oh man, this brings me back to spring. And then you make a spring playlist with all the songs that brought you back to spring, and then you play it next spring, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's bringing back the vibes. And then you play more songs, and then you add it. So it's just a continuous loop, and it's easily one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life, is just continue to add on to those seasonal playlists. And I know Brandon agreed with that. But,
yeah, absolutely. Tommy was definitely one that inspired me to that. And I'd like to just expand just a tiny bit so we can get into the meat here. But we make playlists of seasons, and just like you said, like when you look back with the song, like when you hear a song like present day, makes you think about the past.
Mm-hmm.
And like almost in a way, it's really beautiful. Like
Yeah.
the song paints a picture for you.
Yep.
It's like a music video. It's like, you know, like there's something going on in the music video. There's a story being told, and it's our story. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what's so cool about music and how much it can impact the listener of, because the music doesn't know where that person is in life, you know, and yeah, it's very touching the way that is.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy was definitely somebody that inspired me to that, and I still do it to this day. I've slacked a little bit. I've just been busy lately, but I mean, it's definitely been something I've been doing the past few years.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, Brendan. Really, I really appreciated those words, and I appreciate them because you could not have hit the nail any harder with the hammer there. Because you're right. You know, when you hear a song from your summer playlist, yes, it reminds you of, you know, the song, right? Oh, I like the song, but it's not about liking the song. It's about where you heard it and what you were doing.
Yep.
You know, okay, I was listening to this song. I was in a full car with all my guys, and we were driving pretty, and we were going to see a blockbuster movie, and it was an awesome movie. We got out and we had, you know, we threw candy in the parking lot, and then we went and got ice cream. Just like, it's stuff like that. Oh man, it's my favorite thing ever. So yeah, that is, and that being said, little long of a transition there, but that being said, we're gonna have a winter song battle. Brandon and I have been, ever since we've been making these seasonal playlists, we've been friends, and so we have pretty similar winter songs. Almost, I would say, like 80% of our winter playlist is similar, because we spent a lot of the winter together. So we're gonna do a little winter song battle. I just want to pick Brandon's brain and have some fun with him, as well as as well as give you guys an opportunity to get to know us better. So I'm really pumped. I don't know if this episode will be really long or really short or somewhere in the middle. I actually don't know, because it kind of is all dependent on our Oscar predictions. But regardless, just, I guess I'm just laying out, you know, the floor plan now. This could be a short one, could be a long one, but no matter what, it's always about quality over quantity with us. So it's going to be so real quick. And then that's kind of why I say that, because this is going to be kind of a quick theme. We're going to go over our thoughts, but it will be somewhat quick. But December's movie slate. To say it's huge would definitely be an understatement. We've got some big movies that are going to shake up the Oscars. It's going to shake up a lot. So what do we have going on in December? And what are we looking at? Well, first and foremost, like I said, we had Come On, which is, I think, and someone will have to correct me here if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Joaquin's first performance post Joker. I think he was I think he had a supporting role in a film last year. But I really do think, I think this is his first role past Joker. Could be wrong, because I know there's another film that was like an Amazon original. I think it's called You're Never Really Here, and he was the lead of that, and that could have easily been 2019, but not important. What's important is we've got Joaquin Phoenix and 9-year-old, I believe his name is Woody Smalls. And they are these two stars of this fantastic film. I saw it today, and we'll get into that review later. But Come On comes out nationwide this month, so it's in theaters right now. And make sure you go and see it, because it's not going to be in theaters for very long. That's how, unfortunately, A24 movies go. They're just not in theaters for very long, which is so sad, because they produce the best movies. So Come On. We've got Jane Champion's Power of the Dog that came out, and that's starring Benedict Cumberbatch, and it's going to be exciting. It's a Western film. That's kind of an exciting route for Benedict to take, because we're so used to seeing him with slicked hair and being called Doctor Strange. So that'll be really nice to see, and that is out on Netflix right now. So it is, if you have Netflix, which who doesn't, you are able to watch that right now. And then alongside Come On, and The Power of the Dog, we have Licorice Pizza, which is my second, we'll say third, just to be fair to The Green Knight and Last Night in Soho, but without a doubt, my third, and please don't take that as an understatement, most anticipated film of the year. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my favorite film. Like, he's just incredible. I look up to Paul Thomas Anderson so much when it comes to filmmaking. I really, I don't copy him, but I certainly model and look at my films as if what would Paul do. He's a huge influence to me, and I love his films: The Master, Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood, Magnolia. The list goes on and on. And Licorice Pizza looks incredible. And not only that, and you guys know I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes, but it does have a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Every critic that has seen this film has just said nothing but incredible things. So Licorice Pizza is very much so in select theaters. It'll release nationwide Christmas Day. I unfortunately was not able to get a screener for this one, and I thought I was going to be because it did release Thanksgiving week. The screeners started coming out Thanksgiving week, but they only released in Los Angeles and New York. And since Houston is the third largest city, we were completely skipped over. So that's just so awesome. But I will be seeing that film. Super excited. We'll definitely have a review for that one. It's leaving me speechless. I'm so pumped. It's gonna be great, you guys. It's gonna be great. As what else do we have in December? We have The King's Man, which is the prequel, the third film, I guess you could say, but it is a prequel to The Kingsman, The Secret Service, and The Golden Circle, which I actually have not seen yet, but I do own. So I will be checking those out before I go and see The King's Man. I'm excited. Looks like a good film. I know it was supposed to come out, I believe, like mid 2020.
Who are the big names that are in it this time around?
Ralph Fiennes, he played Voldemort. He played Lord Voldemort, and then I always butcher his name, but his name's like Demian Yezu. He's in I think it's Thor or Guardian. No, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy as well as just came out this year. What was the name? Oh yeah, Quiet Place Part 2. So it's a familiar face. You may not be able to get it off the top of your head, but if we'll put a picture up of him or something, because once you see his face, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy. So awesome guy. He's in it as well as Ralph Fiennes. So not no one's super big, right? They're definitely borderline A-list celebrities, maybe, but for sure B. But like great actors. Incredible work that they give. And then there's a few others, obviously. So we have The King's Man. That looks very exciting. We have Don't Look Up, which is very exciting because we have not seen Leonardo DiCaprio in 2 years. Woo. This has been a long time. And when
was the last time we saw Leo? What was the last movie?
The last movie we saw Leo in, and one of my favorite films of all time, was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. And that came out in the summer of 2019. So it has been a long time since we've seen Leo. And then the pandemic hit, and he was just putting in work. So we finally are getting to see Leo again, as well as truthfully, we haven't seen this girl in a long time, Jennifer Lawrence. She's the co-star in that film, Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. So, I'll just give you a couple sentences, but there's a meteor that is going to for sure hit the Earth. And Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio are trying to go around and tell the media about it. And it's a comedy. It's directed by the guy who also directed The Big Short and Vice. And man, I am so excited. His name's Adam McKay. He's a great filmmaker. And it's got Timothée Chalamet. It's got Kid Cudi and Ariana Grande, which is interesting. Wow. Yeah, it's got Meryl Streep.
So do you know if they play themselves or?
I know Ariana Grande plays a pop star. Don't know if she plays herself. I watched an early review on the film, but it was never mentioned. Then Kid Cudi, to my knowledge, is playing someone else. So that's cool. Awesome. It's cool to see them get into the acting game. Because like we've seen with Lady Gaga, she started off as a singer and she's gone into acting. She's been great. She has an Oscar. So, she's been great. And then Timothée Chalamet, my boy, he's in that movie, and he's probably why Kid Cudi's in that movie, because they're good friends, as well as Jonah Hill. So it's a stacked cast. Don't Look Up. Been anticipating this one for a long time. It does come out in theaters this weekend, I believe. So hopefully I get a chance to go and see that. But if not, it comes out on Netflix next weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe it's this weekend, but you can go see it early in theaters this weekend. Could be Christmas Day on as well. But it will be coming out on Netflix. So, if you don't have a chance to go and see it in the theater, it will be free to you if you do have Netflix whenever that comes out. We have American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. I actually did get an early screening to this. It was coming up here and towards the end of December. I got an early screening, which is really exciting because, I'm not a huge football fan, but the movie looks good. And the lead actor, also Zachary Levi, he was also the lead actor in Shazam. So it's pretty exciting. So that film's going to be pretty darn good. I almost don't even want to say this movie because it's so obvious at this point, but Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, come on now. If you haven't noticed, I've been tiptoeing around that movie, but like, let's be real, you guys. It's what everyone's looking forward to. It's going to be the movie. And I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty exciting because I'm going to sound like a broken record here. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan in the world, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited for this movie.
I think anybody would be lying.
Yeah.
If they said they weren't excited.
No kidding. Yeah. Every time I talk to someone that says that they're not going to see it, I'm like, yeah, you are. So, whatever. Come On was our first A24 movie of December. We also have two more. We've got The Tragedy of Macbeth and Red Rocket. Red Rocket is directed by the guy who made The Florida Project and Tangerine. And I'm very excited for Red Rocket because it is a film that is, to my knowledge, filmed in this location, but I know for a fact is based in this location in Texas, here at home in Texas. I believe it's Corpus Christi, so somewhere that we've all been. Every Texan has been to. And then The Tragedy of Macbeth. Ooh, Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand joined the Coen brothers, specifically Joel Coen, for another A24 movie that is going to be an Apple original, but I do believe it is going to come out in theaters for a week or two before it comes out on Apple TV. And it is based off the Shakespeare play.
Wow.
Man, I am pumped for that one. And that's to say the least. It looks so incredible. And then our fourth A24 movie, this technically came out, I believe, October, if I'm not mistaken, but it's just starting to release on Showtime, so I'll have to get a Showtime account or something like that, is The Humans, starring Stephen Young from The Walking Dead. Bernie, I believe last name's Feinstein. I know her first name's Bernie for a fact, though. Bernie, who is the sister of Jonah Hill, is in that. She's also in the movie, and that's interesting. It's an interesting cast for an A24 movie, and I know they're all getting together for Thanksgiving dinner and then horror. So it's kind of like a horror movie, and we all know A24 does horror well. The Lighthouse, Hereditary, Midsummer, the Killing of a Sacred Deer, you name it. Like, you name a recent horror movie, A24 has done it. And last but not least, here on our December slate. Oh, excuse me, two more. Is Being the Ricardos, which is the Lucille Ball biopic. And the reason I'm pumped for this is because we have Javier Bardem and we have Nicole Kidman, the GOAT, Nicole Kidman, playing Lucille Ball. And I'm excited for this because, and I don't want to give anything away because I've been saving this, you guys, for so long, so I can't spoil it now. But just know, I really, really, really loved The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which was Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield, and it came out in September. Very small film by Michael Showalter. I loved that film. And then Spencer, the recent film Spencer with Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana I guess she was a princess at the time, but playing Diana Spencer. She killed it, and I love that movie. So, they're 2 for 2 on bio. Man, I am so excited because they're 2 for 2 on biopics. And this third one with Lucille Ball being played by Nicole Kidman is just another great actress and another person that I am interested in. And it's another female lead. And man, I'm eating them up this year, you guys. I'm loving them. King Richard, too. You could also throw in King Richard, even though it wasn't necessarily entirely about Venus and Serena because Will Smith was the lead. Every single movie that has come out this year that is about a real life event or a real life story has been really solid. Really solid.
Wow. That is a really good point. Like, yeah, like coming to think about it, like through the eyes of Tammy Faye, I watched King Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, since we've been doing the show, I think we've said nothing but good things about autobiography or biography movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty
They've been
crazy.
Great. Yeah, I don't know what's going on this year because in the past they've been iffy, right? Are you a Rocket Man guy or are you a Bohemian Rhapsody guy? There was always a divide, but man, they've been so good this year. So we've got that coming up, and then this is the last film, and I'm saving this. I save this for last because I'm actually watching this film on Thursday, so that way I can get you guys a review by Tuesday, and that is the new Steven Spielberg film, Rest. Well, I said Rest. I just ruined the whole surprise. Dang it. West Side Story. So
Yes.
the remake of West Side Story. Brandon, you're excited for this one, huh?
Yeah, I saw it. It's got Ansel Elgort, right?
Yeah, Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, it looked pretty exciting. It looks very visually stunning.
Yes.
I think they put a lot of attention to detail in designing sets and designing scenes and just making it almost like everything yes, obviously in the trailer that I saw today, there's a lot of dancing in it, but like everything looks like a dance. Like the guys get like some of the gangs ganging up to fight Ansel's character. It just looks very synchronized and just very just aesthetically pleasing. And
Yeah.
if you're a fan of film, like cinematography, I feel like this is going to be your movie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be on the level of something like the Grand Budapest, because Grand Budapest was a lot different. But as far as coloring goes and just not set design, but plot, like design of like what's going on screen, I think there's very similar amount of work that goes into it. And I think you could say that for any movie, but for these movies specifically, I think it's going to be on a different kind of level, just like Grand Budapest.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that because it is going to come up in our Oscar predictions, and I do also agree with you, Brandon, that the West Side Story would probably take the Oscar as far as getting the best set, which isn't an Oscar but SAG, and yeah, I think they've got it. I think they've got it in the bag as at least what we've seen in the trailer.
Yep.
And then real quick, actually, excuse me, guys, I forgot to mention a film, so you will have to forgive me. And it's actually one I'm super excited for, Nightmare Alley, which is starring Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, Rooney Mara, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, and is directed by the legendary Guillermo del Toro, who did Pan's Labyrinth. If that rings a bell, that's one of his films. The dude can direct a film. Guillermo del Toro. Pan's Labyrinth, the Oscar Best Picture winning The Shape of Water, Pacific Rim, Hellboy, Blade. He doesn't get a lot of films made because studios are scared. I just watched a video essay on this. They're worried to put his films to life because they're really weird and they're really like on makeup and special effects, practical special effects, that is, and just having really weird concepts. And I love that. I think he's a really awesome director. He's a director with a vision, and I just can't help but respect it. So Nightmare Alley, that might sneak up on us, you guys. Nightmare Alley might sneak up on it, especially me, because I'm pumped for that movie, very pumped. But it could be finishing top 5 for me the way it's looking right now. So, yeah, Nightmare Alley. So I got my come on review for you guys, and I'll make it short. I'll make it sweet because I know we got to get to the Oscar predictions, and I that's not the most important thing. We'll just dabble into the Oscar predictions because there's going to be a whole episode dedicated to that. So don't even worry about me not covering something, because it will 1,000% be covered, and a whole episode dedicated to it. But yes, come on! I watched that today. Joaquin Phoenix kills it. I know that I'm not. That's not something you don't hear all the time. Like, Joaquin Phoenix is an incredible actor. But I mean, Woody Norman is his name. I think I said Woody Harrelson earlier. You'll have to excuse me. Woody Norman murders the role. He is I believe, 9-year-old boy. In the movie, at least, he's 9 years old. Man, he's incredible. He's incredible. So the story, for anyone that doesn't know, and I didn't know going in, so I was really excited, is that Joaquin Phoenix he's a documentary filmmaker, and so he goes around and he interviews kids, and in the middle of that, his sister needs his help watching her child, And so he's like, okay, yeah, watch your child, which is Woody Norman's kid. His name is Jesse, and Jesse and Johnny is Joaquin's. That's the actor's name. They girl bond, obviously. Which is nothing new for a movie, but it's it's not a kind of bond you'd expect. Because when you see a kid and an adult, you kind of expect like a power bond from the adult, and then there's some fighting and they come together and the kid respects him. But in this one, Joaquin is so open-minded with everything.
Mm.
And Jesse asks him some tough questions. He's like, why aren't you married? Why aren't you, do you have any kids? Do you have any regrets? And he's just like, whoa. And so it's this 9-year-old in this, what I'm going to say in the movie, he's probably 50, maybe 45. That might be a bit old. Let's say 35 to 40 is Joaquin's age. Those are some tough questions. Those are deep. And so it's just questions like those that are being asked during the film. And I loved it. It hit hard, especially if you've been kind of emotional. This is the film to go see, and it's been called the feel-good film of the year. Kind of how last year it was Minari. This year we have come on 24 movies, by the way. But I couldn't agree more. You just come out of the theater feeling so good after seeing this movie. It's nothing super depressing happens, but there is a tone. There's a tone to it, and I think that's why Mike Mills decided to make the entire film in black and white, even though it is based in modern time. So hopefully I'm convincing a few of you guys to go watch Come On, Come On. I know I didn't say a whole lot because I didn't want to waste too much time on this episode because we are at 26 minutes and I know we've got a while to go, but still, it's been out for not a while. It's been out for about a week nationwide. Please do yourself a favor and see Come On, Come On, because for a lot of people, it's becoming their film of the year. And I think
Wow.
that's the case for a lot of people. This is a great introduction film to A24 because A24 movies are either really weird or really scary or both. And this is but you have those shining stars that aren't weird or scary. They're just life films, i.e. Moonlight. Moonlight is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's A24. Lady Bird is A24, and that's a great
Mm.
example. And it's films like those where it's like, okay, there's nothing scary, and it's not a weird film. It's just like a coming of age movie, or it's a teenage movie, or just a life movie. And this is one of those movies. So if you want an introduction to A24, and if you just want a feel good movie, something that you can watch and just invest yourself in, and really, really invest yourself in this kid, you see yourself as Joaquin, but you also see yourself as this kid because you're so curious and we're young. Yeah, go see Come On, Come On. If you don't come out of the theater feeling different and just feeling a little bit lighter, then maybe we didn't watch the same movie. But I could not recommend it enough. So Come On, Come On.
Go watch it.
Go
Come
watch
on,
it.
come on, go watch it.
Come on, come on, go watch it. Yes, sir. And I mean, if that didn't convince you enough, Joaquin Phoenix. That's all I should have to say to convince you. But yeah, I just looked it up right now, actually. So yeah, You Were Never Really Here came out in 2017. So I do believe this is Joaquin's first film back. Yeah, since Joker. Am I yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. Awesome. Yeah, really awesome, you guys. Please go watch this movie. It deserves so much your attention. Okay. Oscar predictions, guys. Oscars are somewhat right around the corner. They're going to be held in March, but the cutoff, I believe, ends in November to send in your film. And even though there's some films that don't come out till this month, they did get sent in as an early press screening. You know the vibes. So what are we looking at? Well, let's cover some big points here. Best actor, best actress, best picture, maybe best sound, best direction. So let's start with best actor. It's interesting because you're right off the top of your head, you're thinking Will Smith for King Richard. And I've said in my review for King Richard that I just found the performance a little cringe because you could tell he's just Oscar baiting. He's Oscar baiting. He's trying to go for the Oscar instead of just committing himself to the character.
One thing I'd compare it to, I think he's trying to get the sort of attention he got with what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio when he did Wolf of Wall Street. Like apparently he followed him around for like a year and a half
Shoot.
and just like hung out with him.
Mhm.
And from what I've heard, Will Smith did the same thing. He followed Richard Williams around
Mhm.
and like just copied his mannerisms and just went from there. So yes, I would definitely agree that he is Oscar baiting with this kind of performance, which isn't bad. I mean,
No, not at all. Not at all. It's one of the better male performances of the year, you know. So no, am I upset that he's kind of Oscar baiting? No, not at all. Yeah, thank you, Brandon, for actually helping me out. I appreciate your help because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. I love the performance, but are there better performances? That is the question. So personally, I've got Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom.
wow.
It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen Tick Tick Boom, please go see it. I'm not a big Lin-Manuel Miranda guy. Never been a big fan of his. I'm haven't liked what I've seen views and little clips. He may be a great guy in person, and I could just be judging a book by its cover. So excuse me if I am. If you've met him in real life and you're watching this, or if you yourself, Lynn, are watching this, first of all, hit me up. But second of all, explain yourself in the comments. But yeah, not a huge fan of the guy. I feel like he's a little pretentious. I think that's kind of the best word to describe him. But did he make a great film? Yes. And who was a star of his great film? Andrew Garfield. And
Mm-hmm.
I am, ever since, I've seen my favorite movie of all time, The Social Network. Anytime Andrew Garfield is in a movie, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Eyes of Tammy Faye, what got me out to go see it, it wasn't Chastain. I'm so glad that I saw it though, because it is Chastain's movie. Don't get me wrong. And she is going to be my female performance of the year, what I personally want. But I went to go see it because Andrew was in it, and I miss seeing Andrew Garfield in movies. So, Tick Tick Boom, yeah, it's on Netflix. Give it a watch. Great film. I've got him. It looks like he's kind of in the lineup for best actor, but they're saying Denzel Washington for the tragedy of Macbeth is something to look out for. I think that's really cool. I'm really hoping that Denzel, if he can get the Oscar for tragedy of Macbeth, I am walking away a happy man. A24 movie. We all love Denzel. Would not be upset. I know Benedict Cumberbatch has got a lot of talk with his Power of the Dog performance. I'm gonna butcher the name, so excuse me, but Hidetoshi Nishijima for Drive My Car, which was a foreign film that I'm desperately trying to see and get my hands on. Peter Dinklage for Cyrano. Cyrano. I know there's a certain way to pronounce that, and I always hear it when I'm watching like Oscar prediction videos, but it goes in one ear, not the other. But yeah, Peter Dinklage. Wow, that's another interesting point. But yeah, him as well. And then Joaquin Phoenix. Come on, come on. They're saying that one's really good, as well as Bradley Cooper, Nightmare Alley, which would be really cool. But here's what I'm really rooting for, and what I hope at just at least gets a nomination is Nicolas Cage for Pig.
Hmm.
Now,
did we review this movie ever, or did this come out early 2021?
I think this movie it did. So it came out, I believe, in July 2021. Because
Okay, so
I
right
remember,
before we started.
yeah, but it was probably literally the week before we started.
Gotcha.
Pig. It is on Hulu. Please, before anything, watch Pig. Before anything, watch Pig. I know I've only cried in two movies. Zodiac, David Fincher's Zodiac, because I was just Andrew, what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal gives what is one of the best performances of all time. And then two, when I was 9 years old and I watched Where the Wild Things Are, I cried like a baby every time I watched that movie, and I haven't watched it since I was 9 years old. I won't be watching it because I know I'll cry like a baby again. For some reason, that film just hits me. When the monster's kind of running to go talk to the boy and he's crying, and the boy's already on the ship. Oh, gets me every time. Pig. Pig had me crying, man. The third movie ever to make me cry, Pig. And I cannot tell you why, obviously, for spoilers, but it is here's the film. And I love this. Nicolas Cage is a truffle farmer, and his pig sniffs out the truffle. Well, one night his pig goes missing. And so you have Nicolas Cage. He's single. He lives by himself. He lives in like a shack with his pig. His pig goes missing. His best friend goes missing. and Nat Wolff, who was also in Old this summer. So it was good to see him twice. Alex Wolff. Excuse me, not Nat. That's his brother, Alex Wolff, who was also in Hereditary. Um, he's like, okay, well, my dad buys truffle. We buy truffle from you guys, so let me help you find your pig. And so it's Alex Wolff and Nicolas Cage, and they go on this what is called an anti-revenge film, where they go around finding out information about the pig, and whenever they find it out, they don't beat the snot out of someone to get it. They just ask them politely, or they like do a task or something. And Nicolas Cage, oh my goodness, it's a performance that can only be explained if you have seen the film. I can't even put it into words, and I know I should because I'm a film critic. But Nicolas Cage gives his absolute all in this movie, and there's a scene, and if you've seen the movie, you know the scene where he just falls after he learns some information, and it's just, oh man, it's crazy. And then the ending scene, oh my gosh, I was crying like a baby. So I'm kind of going in circles here. The point is, Pig is on Hulu. It's easily one of the best films of the year. It's one of the most unique films I've ever seen. Okay, Nicolas Cage is a truffle farmer and his pig gets lost. Sign me the freak up. So like, oh, man, I really hope he gets a nomination. But yeah, so that's what we got right now for Best Actor. So what do we have for Best Actress? And this one is very near and dear to me, because, like I said, Jessica Chastain is the is the lead in my favorite film of the year, as Timmy Faye. So, but what are they saying right now? What are the big names right now? I hope Amelia Jones for Coda, which stands for Child of Death Adult, or Child of Death Parents, something like that. And that's an Apple Plus original that I do definitely need to see, because Coda is getting a lot of awards and a lot of talk about being a child of death parents, and I really need to see that film. But I hope she gets something. I hope Frances McDormand gets a nod for Tragedy of Macbeth. I really hope Alana Haim for Licorice Pizza gets something, and Agatha Roussel, that's French, excuse me if I butcher that, for Titane, which was a heck of a film. My goodness, we will be getting to that, Titane, when the time is appropriate. But the big five, Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Hey, if she wins that, I'm walking home. I'm walking away happy. She murdered that role. She was incredible in Spencer. She just looked so much like Princess Diana, and talked and walked, and she just had everything like Diana down. And it was a great film. Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, a film I have not seen yet, and I would like to see. Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. And then here's the two big ones is Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, where she's playing Lucille Ball, and then Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Timmy Faye. So you guys know I'm rooting for Jessica Chastain. If Kristen Stewart gets it, I'm not upset at all. Give it to her. If Nicole Kidman gets it, that's pretty cool. Because she's a hard worker. Alana Haim would be really cool because this is her first film, I believe. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Because I know she's in the band. Frances McDormand and Amelia Jones would be cool as well.
Yeah, I think Kristen Stewart is definitely a high candidate. Not like obviously because of her performance, but just the iconism of Princess Diana, the kind of attention that gets.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as, like, what's the movie called again?
Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer. If you hear the word, oh yeah, she played in Spencer, and people are gonna be like, oh, well, okay, what does that mean? And then, oh, it's the Princess Diana movie, and they go, oh, okay, oh wow, So
yeah,
I think she killed it from what I heard. I need to go see it. I definitely want to see her performance in that, but I think it's gonna end up winning female best actress this year for her, because it's, again, like the iconism of that part, and the fact that I wouldn't say she did an incredible job. There's definitely been past Oscar winners that have performed better, but the fact that she had such a tough role and she did well, says a lot and deserves recognition, in my opinion.
That's a good point because Kristen Stewart is always ridiculed in the media for whatever she's doing. So yeah, that's a really good point. And we're gonna end this off with my favorite picture. So everyone, the consensus that's been floating around since the film has released is Belfast, which I talked about on our first episode of season 3. The black and white film about the Protestants versus the Catholics in Ireland, directed by Kenneth Brognan. That's the hardest last name to pronounce ever, but he's the villain in Tenet. He started a few films of his own that he's directed in. Really cool guy. I've seen some interviews and some clips. He seems like a really down to earth guy. So Belfast, they're saying Belfast is the best picture winner. They've been saying that for a while, and all these films are releasing, and they're still saying that. So that's interesting. Do I think it's the best film of the year? No, but if it wins best picture, I am not upset one bit. Not upset one bit. They're saying Power of the Dog. I don't see it winning best picture. I see it getting a nomination maybe, but best picture I think could be a bit of a stretch. West Side Story is up there, and I think that's a crowd pleaser, as well as King Richard. So I'm going to put those two together. West Side Story and King Richard, okay, a movie about Venus and Serena's father, and then the remake of the classic play West Side Story. They're remaking it into a movie, and it's Steven Spielberg. That's a crowd pleasing movie. Well, I would love to see Dune. Could you imagine if Dune was won Best Picture? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
The world would burn.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy, because that would honestly, because it's got a long way to go, because like we've called it the next Star Wars of our generation. It's got a long way to go to get there, because there's such an expansive universe with Star Wars. Dune, there's definitely that kind of potential, but you got to start,
Yeah.
But if they start with a best picture, oh my goodness, this franchise has so much potential, and oh my goodness, I would hate to be the person directing the second movie.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve.
That'd be really tough shoes to fill, because it'd be a letdown if it's a lot worse.
That, and you bring up a good point too that I wanted to talk about. So thank you. Is Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, the director of Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Enemy, Sicario, and Prisoners. He combines art house, like A24 elements, weird, kind of disturbing elements, with sci-fi, and then he combines that with blockbuster. Similar to Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's a bit more traditional. He's not as art house. But Denis Villeneuve brings art house and blockbuster together. And if Dune won a Best Picture award, man, I'd go buy a lottery ticket. I'd be so happy. I think Licorice Pizza could really make some noise at the Oscars. I haven't seen the film yet, but I know that it's probably going to get a handful of nominations. I like Belfast is. I would love to see Licorice Pizza go away with it. The reviews are so good. Everyone knows it's kind of the film. They're low key saying it's the film of the year, critics and stuff, over Belfast and over King Richard. And I think we may be. Paul Thomas Anderson deserves his first Oscar for Best Picture. I think we have it. So Licorice Pizza is up there. Being the Ricardos, they say that that's up there. I haven't seen that film yet. Do I think it's up there? I can't make a judgment on it if I haven't seen it. But a film like that winning Best Picture is not out of the ordinary. But I think they would give it to Spencer before they give it to Being the Ricardos if we're going with biopics. Maybe even The Eyes of Tammy Faye before Being the Ricardos. They got Nightmare Alley on there, which is really cool. That gives me hope. I'm really excited to see that movie. They have what I just mentioned, the Tick Tick Boom. I think that it's getting a lot of looks from a lot of critics. I think that could make a huge rumble at the Oscars. And then they also have Coda, which is incredible. Coda, the movie about the deaf child, or the child of deaf parent. That's I know it's a very emotional film, so I hope Coda does well. But I wouldn't be upset with any of those films winning. I would be pretty upset if West Side Story and King Richard won, just because they're crowd pleasers, and I know that going into it, and I knew that going into King Richard, and it pleased me, right? But I was like, okay. So I'm watching West Side Story this Thursday, and I'm gonna have a review out for you guys next Tuesday, or next Wednesday. But who knows? Anyways, hopefully I didn't talk anyone's ear off. Tragedy to Macbeth can make some noise. Come on, could definitely move up the ladder, especially this week. I know, and but that is about it. I know Passing has been talked about a lot. Flea, yeah. So those are my early kind of Oscar talk. I'm just kind of letting you guys know what to look out for as far as Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Picture. The three, the kind of the big three. So just look out for those. If you're on Netflix or you're, at the store and you're looking at the movie section, maybe pick one of those up. Check it out. Let me know what you think. So look out for those as far as Oscar predictions go. Okay, so we are at the 45-minute mark, so we will go ahead and end this with what we've been listening to, and then we'll do our winter song battle. So I didn't know if it was going to be short or long, so I guess it'll be one of the longer ones, but once again, because we want to make sure you guys understand us and hear us, and I just talked a whole lot, so Brandon, please take it away with what you've been listening to.
So one song that has been on repeat lately for me has been an Imagine Dragons song. Go figure. Like it's been years where I've like truly just been enamored by Imagine Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Brings me back to like 2013 when Radioactive was really big.
Yeah.
And the song called Follow You.
Okay.
Like it goes, I will follow you way down wherever you would go. Like it's a great song. Like I guarantee you it is a million times better than what I just sang. Like, and if that small pitch that I just gave you bought you in, just wait until you hear it.
Imagine the real deal.
It's the real deal. It's a great song. I need to listen to the entire album. One thing I like to do, I like to fixate on one song just for a little bit, just to like hear every bit and every piece of it, just to really hear the music and listen to it, because there's definitely a difference. Tommy can attest to that. And then other than that, I've really just been listening to like big songs that have really come out this year, like Love Music by Lil Yachty. It's just a different kind of project that he went for with this one. And a lot of people try to be different, especially rappers like Lil Yachty, and he didn't do too bad on this one. He didn't miss the mark too much. So very proud of him there. Go listen to that. Love Music. That's what it's called. And then listening to a lot of Tyler too. I've been listening to Lemonhead featuring 42 Doug, and oh my gosh, like one thing Tommy cannot stand about my music taste is that I really like Lil Baby. I just like the sound. I just like his sound. But one thing I cannot stand is when he puts 42 Doug in one of his songs.
Really?
Like, I just can't stand it.
Because I kind of like when 42 Doug's in a Lil Baby song. So that's okay.
God just created us to be opposites. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like him. I just think he's very unoriginal. Like, unoriginal. He's just.
I love this because this is how I feel about so many artists. So you're making me so giddy and happy to see that. Like, I've never seen you talk about an artist like that. You've just been like, yeah, they're cool. Like, you've liked everyone. So I love seeing this, but please continue. Go off.
Yeah. He's just, I mean, he's got some of his projects where he's like, he sounds cool, but this one, like, this is with Tyler, the Creator, man, like, that's what's so great about Tyler, the Creator. Yes, Tyler can make great original songs like Earthquake,
maybe See You Again.
See You Again. Those are two great examples. We'll stick with those. But he's also really good at utilizing outside talent. And he does this with 42 Doug. I was not a big fan of 42 Doug, and he put him in the song, and it fit him perfectly.
Yeah.
Fit him perfectly, and it was great. So, like, with my conclusion there, I just came to the conclusion that 42 Doug isn't that bad. It's just he hasn't found his true beat, his
Mhm.
true producer, and I think it's Tyler. I think Tyler really helped him sound good in
Oh
my
yeah.
eyes. And besides that, okay, uh, this will be my last one, and then I'll let you go, Tommy. I kind of this is like a guilty pleasure, but
Go ahead.
so I saw. I don't know if you guys saw. I think y'all saw that Kanye and Drake squashed out their beef,
Yeah.
and Drake posted a video of Kanye. It's actually pretty funny. I was showing some friends it today. He's just going, yeah, pretty funny. But the song in the background, it's just him and Drake. They're just taking a video together, being goofy. It's Knife Talk with
Oh yeah.
21 Savage. Yes, I know that's uh very cliche, but Project Pat at the beginning. I really like the beginning flow. I just think it's really interesting, very cool. And then I've also really liked wait, Tommy, you're gonna kill me, but Way Too Sexy.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what it is. It's just very catchy. I mean, it's a what do you call it? Not a remix, but
A sample.
it's a sample off of Too Sexy for My Shirt, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, that song was catchy in itself, so this one's going to be catchy too. And I just think uh I don't think Drake is that great in here. I don't think Young Thug is good in here. I think Future is pretty dang good in this song. It's just catchy, and like it's just one of those songs that just makes me want to dance, and like while I'm driving I'm just like hitting my tire, or I mean not my
Hmm.
tire, my steering wheel, just like going to the beat. Like I just like it. Like it just makes me want to have a fun time, and just it's also a confidence booster. If you say I'm way too sexy like 100 times today, I guarantee you'll be more confident at the end of the day. But I definitely, yeah, those are songs that have been on my rotation. I know there's a few surprises in there, but Tommy, I want to hear yours.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of Kid Cudi.
I
Uh,
love it.
I Tequila Shots and Sad People have definitely been my go-tos. Um, the
Oh, and sorry if I can interrupt just for a
Yes,
quick
please.
second. Did you listen to Remote Control Part 2 with his feature
Yeah. On the new
with
Dom.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, so when you were talking about Tyler, only Tyler can make 42 Dogs sound good. That's why I love putting Tyler in the same breath as Kanye, because only Kanye can make me the biggest DaBaby hater in the world like DaBaby. So only Kanye West can do that. Only Tyler can make 42 Dogs sound good. So they're really just two of a kind, Tyler and Kanye. Uh, Different, same vision, different process, but
Yes.
really the same artist. But yeah, a lot of Kid Cudi, Tequila Shots, and Sad People. Man, those songs are so good. Mojo So Dope, Mr. Rager, The Void, Love, Soundtrack to My Life, Damaged, and then a little bit of Juice World here, which is kind of rare because I'm not the biggest Juice World fan. Like I definitely have my issues with Juice World, but I won't ever complain if he's on the radio or if someone has aux and they play him. Come to Life, Kanye has been a big one. Believe it or not,
Whew.
Industry Baby.
Interesting.
It's so Industry Baby. While it isn't the best song of the year, I think it has to be the winner for the catchiest song of the year. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah.
not a day that doesn't go by where I'm not like, I told you, oh no, I got what they waiting for. Like,
Yeah.
it's in my head all the time. Um,
Yeah, it's
so
pretty crazy.
I got,
Yeah, like
yeah, and you aren't a big Little Nas X fan, so
yeah, yeah, and like, but at the end of the day, it is produced by Kanye West, so I mean,
yeah,
I mean that kind of shows how great he is. You know, like he's the one that produced it in a way yeah, I'm not the biggest Lil Nas fan, but I can respect greatness, and that song is definitely great.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you right
It's
there.
just such a catchy track, and I'm actually not a Jack Harlow fan at all. I talk about like unoriginal and uninspiring. I think he is the epitome of that. But he kills it on the track. Can't complain. No complaints here. No complaints from Tom. So been listening to that. Been having a good time with that one. Been trying to get back into Roddy Ricch because he's coming out with a new album. So I've been listening to High Fashion in the Box, which are
Wow.
his two
Okay.
biggest songs.
I'm excited for that.
Talk about a guy with potential. Roddy Ricch, man, because he can sing and he can rap. And that's pretty rare nowadays.
That's what I've been saying. Like, I've been saying that Roddy, like, okay, really, really far down the road.
Right.
Roddy is exactly what Drake wants to be. We all know when that song dropped back in 2004. No, not even 14, like 2011, when Drake was singing the song that goes, "I got my eyes on you." That
Oh,
album,
yeah.
when he started singing, I think that was the mark of when he started singing. And he probably had a vision of what he wanted to be, what he wanted to market himself as. And I guarantee you it's pretty much exactly what Roddy Ricch is today.
Mm.
So Roddy Ricch has a lot of potential in my eyes, and I'm very excited for his next album because
Yeah.
that's the first I'm hearing about it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, he's got a new album coming out in December of this month. Very exciting. Interesting Drake analogy as well because he definitely was singing a lot on "Thank Me Later" with "Find Your Love." Perfect
Yeah.
example of that. But it on that album, which you were right. So congrats. Which because it was 2014. It was nothing was the same. When he did the "I Got My Eyes on You." So he he has been singing for a while, but with that album, he kind of made singing his top priority. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, interesting point, interesting analogy. Maybe we will see singing as Roddy Rich's top priority pretty soon. That's a good point. Because on High Fashion, he's just singing.
Mm-hmm.
Just singing. He's just singing his butt off, and he's doing great. He sounds so good. His voice just sounds so smooth. Okay, it's raspy and it's tight, but man, with the instrumental, it just blends. That's the word. It just blends. So great stuff. And then lastly, I've been listening a lot of Playboy Cardi, Vamp Anthem, Stop Breathing, Jump Out the House, kind of the harder tracks, and Whole Lot of Red. I've really been coming back to Whole Lot of Red a lot, which is cool. So a little bit of Escape Plan, Travis Scott, a little bit of that, a little bit of Amine, an all around good time. Okay, I'm having fun, Brandon. I hope you're having fun too. We're at 57 minutes, but I think once again it's quality over quantity. So if we're going a little over, that's perfectly fine with me because this next segment is we save the best for last with this next segment, which is the winter song battle. So I won't go too long because I don't want to go too much past an hour, but I want to get into it, man. I want to see where Brandon's head is at. So for our listeners, this is another chance to get to know us. For Brandon, good luck, man, because I'm going to make it difficult for you. But here we go. Which winter song is better? And we're going to go between. We're going to start off with what I think might be the hardest one, just to get things rolling. For you, maybe it won't be that hard, but I've got No Idea,
Oh,
Don Toliver, or Soho by Jane Smith.
Tommy, dude, what are you doing, bro?
The tough one.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I think Soho is a good fall winter song, but I think what did you which Don Toliver song did we
No
are we
idea.
picking? No idea. Yeah, you can't beat Don Toliver. That is a full on winter song.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I got to go with No Idea, but that is very tough. I love Soho. Great song.
Okay. All right. Hey, respect. So you said you're going Don Toliver, No Idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna hit you with this one. This one's really tough too. We got The Box, Roddy Ricch,
Okay.
or Save Your Tears, The Weekend.
Okay, so kind of similar aspect here, but a little bit different. I look at Save Your Tears as a winter spring song,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
Exactly when we heard it, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I heard it, but like I still get those vibes. Still, I'm listening to it right now. I've actually been listening to the live edition with Ariana Grande and The Weeknd. But yeah, I got to go with the first one. You got to go with, what was it again? Sorry.
It was The Box or Save Your
Yeah,
Tears.
you got to go with The Box. That's when that song really became prominent, and it just steamrolled into 2020.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So we'll keep The Weeknd. We'll bring back Don Toliver here. Heaven or Hell, Don Toliver, or Blinding Lights, The Weeknd.
Yeah, The Weeknd, that I don't really think that, in my eyes, it's not a winter song.
Interesting.
You may think different, but I don't see this winter song. I really don't see it as like any season. I just think it's night. I think of night, and I think of
facts.
Vegas and everything. And there's not really a lot of seasons going on in Vegas, so that's just kind of my thinking there. So I got to go with yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's get on with our last few here as we are starting to wrap up. So we'll go to a little 2018. Back to 2018, good times. We'll do Drip Too Hard.
Oh no.
Drip Too Hard or Overdue, Travis Scott.
Yeah, you got to go Overdue.
Overdue.
That's a chill beat. Overtime and Overdue. It's just a slow beat. Travis kind of sings a little bit too. It's just the vocals and everything, just the auto-tune. It's really chill. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, good point. Yeah, those were two tough ones for me for sure. So I was definitely struggling a bit, but yeah, man, that was fun. All right, so we'll go. Ooh, I'm trying to decide. Okay, let's do our last one here, and we will go. I'm gonna make it a good one. So I gotta make sure I make it good. Let me go. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh my gosh. I think this one will be hard. Maybe it'll be easy. Maybe I'm wrong. But I got Shine, Amine.
Oh,
I really know I need you. We credit 66 as one of the songs that was big on our friendship. I would say Shine might be second, and that whole Amine album, because we also have Y on that album, which is really good. But I'm gonna go Shine, Amine, or Cardigan, Don Toliver.
Oh, that's pretty tough.
Because I know you love Cardigan, so.
Man, that's tough. I think I'm gonna go with Cardigan just because Don Toliver's whole vibe is kind of winter.
Yeah,
but Shine is a great fall winter song. If we were picking fall winter, like the transition, because I do a playlist like that where it's a time of transition between seasons, that would probably be top 5 for me. So
yeah, I agree. Well, shoot, man, yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of good picks.
And it gets my brain going of songs to listen to going through the weeks as we get to Christmas, y'all. It's the 9th right now, so we're 2 weeks and 2 days, I think. Yeah, 2 days and 2 weeks and 2 days. Dang. So 16 days. We're almost there.
Almost there. Very close. Very close. One song I didn't mention was Naughty Head, which is our jam. which might be my winter song like all time. It's still, I mean, No Idea you can't beat, but Naughty Head's a close second. Just reminds me of you of going to get the trees with you and get the Christmas trees for our bonfire that one year. So didn't mention Naughty Head, just wanted to throw that in. But yeah, guys, Christmas is right around the corner. We're at 64 minutes, so just at an hour. No nothing to freak out over because we try to stay within like a 40-minute limit for you guys. But once again, quality over quantity, and it's been a quality episode. Just a good episode to update you guys on Oscars, movies coming out, and to get to know Brandon and I a little bit. I truthfully am extremely excited for this Thursday's episode because a lot happened with college football, as well as it just kind of takes my mind off of pop culture and it gives me a break to kind of relax and listen to Brandon as well as give my own input. So I always love and look forward to our sports episodes. So we will see you then, you guys. You'll be listening to this on Wednesday. We will see you Friday for that sports episode. So until then, my name is Thomas Hicks.
And I'm Brandon Matula.
Matula. We will see you guys in a few days.
Bye.